And for more on this monster storm, I spoke earlier to an AccuWeather meteorologist, Brittany Boyer. Here's what she had to say about the track of the storm over the next couple of days.
You know, we haven't seen a lot of big changes yet. This has weakened ever so slightly, but not a whole lot. Right now, you can see that Irma is continuing to track to the west-northwest. The good thing to point out right now is the eye wall, the center of circulation, the most dangerous zone you could possibly be in. It's over open water, so that's a good thing. We're not seeing the impacts to the small islands like we did yesterday. However, this remains over very open water, and the water down here is in the mid to upper 80s, so it's just kind of adding fuel to the fire. What's helping weaken Irma right now is, well, you can see Hispaniola is right here, the Dominican Republic, also Haiti. Hurricanes don't like landmass. It kind of eats them up, and that's where we have seen Irma weakening ever so slightly. However, this is still a very dangerous hurricane. It's still a Category 5 hurricane, so it's still a major storm. As we head into the next couple of days here, in the next 24 hours, we do expect it to continue to work its way to the west-northwest. So as we continue throughout tonight, we're looking at impacts over the northern Dominican Republic. Also, as we get into the Turks and Caicos, they are already seeing those gusty winds from those outer bands. And then by Saturday, we're looking at the Bahamas, also getting into the southeastern portion of the U.S., including Florida. And as I mentioned, we're not really anticipating much weakening here. I have a zoomed in look. What you can see by 8 a.m. on Sunday, here's Irma, Category 4 hurricane. So we're still looking at winds well over 100 miles per hour impacting the Florida Keys, Miami, Florida, West Palm Beach. They all have hurricane watches in place. Now, we do anticipate this to shift to the north. However, it's still expected to be a major hurricane as it continues through the southeast. So we're still looking at not just the next 24 hours, several days of impacts from Irma.
And Brittany, what is your biggest concern looking at this storm? Is it the winds, the rain, the flooding, the storm surge?
You know, it's really all of it. And I think my biggest concern is probably the people that don't quite listen to the evacuations that have been issued. We hear a lot of people that say, I'm just going to ride out the storm. Well, I don't know if you've seen any of the pictures from the small islands where this eye wall went over yesterday. Barbuda is nearly destroyed, the entire island. We've had lives lost already. So not only do you have to worry about property damage with the gusty winds, you have to worry about the flooding and also the storm surge. That itself could be as high as 15 to 20 feet. So we worry about the islands, but we also worry about Florida here too. Miami, Florida, a very large population.
And we've seen, of course, the effects of Harvey on the Gulf Coast, now Irma, and then we also have Hurricane Jose and Katia. How unprecedented is this?
You know, we haven't seen this for several years. We have 3 hurricanes brewing right now across the Atlantic. Here's the expected path with Irma over the next couple of days. Again, we talked about Saturday and Sunday getting into Florida, and essentially we're looking at impacts into the southeast states as well. So Georgia comes into play. Also getting into the Carolinas, we're looking at those gusty winds, damaging impacts. I do have a couple of bullet points that I hope I can hit close to home here. 70% of Puerto Rico households are without power from Irma at this point. I mentioned Barbuda, 95% of the buildings are damaged, and the damage estimate in Barbuda right now is $100 million. Before we get to those other storms, let's touch on the records that Irma has already broken so far. It maintained winds of 185 miles per hour for over 37 hours, and so far, Irma has been a Category 5 hurricane for more than 50 hours. So we talk about Irma, but we also have to remember this isn't the only hurricane in play right now. Here's all 3 of them, 1, 2, and 3. Katia's not moving a whole lot, but my concern is Hurricane Jose. This is right on the footsteps of Irma, and this is moving the same direction. So what we're going to have to worry about is the northern Leeward Islands as we get into this weekend. Some of the areas that are nearly destroyed right now are going to get hit once again.
All right, Brittany Boyer, meteorologist with AccuWeather. Thank you.